So do you run for president? Do you see yourself running for president as a way to prevent what you say would be the destruction of the party, ultimately damaging our country?
That they don't come for you, Clarence, and say you should not be married to your wife, who happens to be white.
At least if they're not online, it's going to be printed tomorrow. Times is good. I think you're clear.
Oh my goodness, is Liz Cheney going to run for president? Did an ABC interview over the weekend, and when she answers that question, Whoopi Goldberg said some dumb things last week that we're finally getting around to. There was someone on the presidential balcony yesterday watching fireworks that brought up a whole other story that we didn't get to touch on last week. All that and more coming up on this episode of Daily Caller Live. Thanks so much for tuning in on July 5th. Daily Caller Live starts right now.
2, 1.
Here we go.
That might be the only brown guy on earth named Jobob.
That is actually her name, Jobob.
Live from the dingy bunker, completely cut off from the outside world, except for you fine folks. My name is Jobob. This is Daily Caller Live. On today, it is July 5th, the year of our Lord 2022. Thanks so much for tuning in. Got an interesting one yesterday. There was a lot of stuff yesterday that but was said about America is not a free country when we were celebrating our independence yesterday. But I decided, we're not going to go into that because I feel like those people are just digging their own grave here with the whole nobody's free unless whatever it is that they think. So we're not going to go there or do that. I wanted to talk about this, though. This is a clip from yesterday. This is a photo from yesterday that was making the rounds because on the balcony of the presidential family balcony watch party of the fireworks last night, a certain individual appeared that we all know and not know and love. But know and, I don't want to say hate, but know and make fun of. Watch this one clip and you'll see who I'm talking about as he appears in the back. Watch the back of the video of the president and his family on the balcony watching fireworks. Check it out. It's already given away in this little chyron. Check this out. Here he comes. All right. Well, in the back there, as the presidential family is gathering and watching fireworks, there was Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden made an appearance last night on the balcony of the White House to do exactly what I just said, watch the fireworks. Which got me thinking, wait a minute, there was a bunch of Hunter Biden news last week that we just didn't get to. So guess what? The 4th of July reminded us that there's the massive Hunter Biden story that we have to obviously get to. If you missed it last week, there was a voicemail that was released from Hunter's laptop, the infamous Russian disinformation Hunter Biden laptop, finger quotes to surround Russian disinformation. Because remember, the Washington Post, the New York Times, all of social media said that the laptop was not real and it was Russian disinformation put out by the Trump campaign. It turns out it was entirely real. But the stuff keeps leaking out. I don't know why things keep leaking out. I don't know why all of it isn't just out all at once simultaneously, because people who have it have had it for months. So I'm not entirely sure why it's not all out, but stuff keeps leaking. And last week, a voicemail leaked from President Biden to Hunter Biden. Again, if you're not hip with this story, it is kind of interesting, and we'll get into the nitty-gritty details of it. Check this out. This is one of the voicemails that was left by the now president in 2018 when he was a private citizen. We're going to go ahead and make sure that we clarify that Joe Biden was not a public official at this time. But it does go against some of the other things that he said on his campaign trail. If you haven't already, I've seen a couple thousand of you watching this. If you wouldn't mind, just click the little like button or the little emoji button. Maybe this makes you happy, maybe it makes you sad, maybe you're super angry. One of those little things, it really, really does help us out. I really, really appreciate it when you guys are just able to just click that little like button. And also, if you feel so inclined, click the little share button. Anyways, here is the voicemail from one Joe Biden to Hunter Biden that was unearthed on his laptop. Check it out.
Hey, pal, it's Dad. It's 8:15 on Wednesday night. If you get a chance, give me a call. Nothing urgent. Just want to talk to you. I thought the article, at least the thing online, that's going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. I think it's clear. And anyway, if you get a chance, give me a call. I love you.
So, if you didn't really hear that, basically Joe Biden was saying, hey, give me a call. I saw there was an article. It looks like the operative word here is looks like you're clear, Joe Biden said. This is from the New York Post. Joe Biden called his son Hunter in late 2018 to discuss a New York Times article detailing the younger Biden's dealings with a Chinese oil tycoon accused of economic crimes, telling him, I think you're clear. This, again, is a voicemail discovered on Hunter Biden's laptop that would appear to contradict President Biden's continued denial that he ever talked with his disgraced 52-year-old son about overseas business transactions and was aware they could be improper. Biden then made his intentions clear. This is a quote from the actual call that we just listened to in case it was fuzzy or you couldn't hear it. Joe Biden said, I thought the article released online, it was going to be printed tomorrow in the Times, was good. Biden continued, I think you're clear. Anyways, give me a call when you get a chance. Now, what's going on here is during an appearance in Iowa in the 2020, so this is happening in 2019, the 2020 campaign in Iowa, Joe Biden, to a reporter, said, I have never discussed, actually, I think I have the quote here. I have never spoken to my son about his overseas business dealings. His former press secretary, Jen Psaki, and his chief of staff, Ron Klain, have both repeatedly echoed this sentiment. In essence, Joe Biden has said numerous times, and all of the talking heads that talk for him have said, no, I've never talked about business dealings with Hunter. I keep that entirely separate. I'm a public official and therefore have no business in my drug addict son doing billion-dollar deals with foreign adversaries. No, I don't talk about that at all. The voicemail that was unearthed in the Hunter Biden laptop would show the exact opposite, that Joe Biden clearly knew that Hunter Biden might be in some sort of trouble regarding that New York Times piece and was worried enough to call Hunter and say, hey, just so you know, I think you're good. I think you're all clear. You're good. Which is a weird thing to say if you have no idea what his business dealings in China are about. After that came out last week, a bunch of people in law enforcement in some sort of administrative capacity said, hey, this is a huge problem. Former Justice Department prosecutor Jim Trusty called the situation a huge integrity test for the FBI and the Attorney General Mark Garland. Will they walk away from powerful evidence? Will they come with a soft plea like a tax charge that does not remotely capture the actual wrongdoing, he said? Or will they treat Hunter Biden like a white-collar defendant in the federal system? George Washington University, Jonathan Turley, who we like a lot here, said the recording only magnifies the concerns over the failure of the Attorney General Merrick Garland to appoint a special counsel with broad investigative authority, basically saying, hey, this is pretty much as clear as it's going to get in terms of opening up an investigation. Just remember here, an investigation got opened up against Donald Trump with some very, very flimsy, it wasn't even flimsy at this point. everybody knew that it was put out by the Hillary Clinton campaign with the whole Russian collusion nonsense. So a big, massive, years-long investigation got opened up with nonsense. Here, it seems like we've got some pretty concrete, I don't want to say evidence, but definitely questionable something going on that maybe somebody should take a look into. But that remains to be seen whether or not they will actually do that. Let me see. So that's that. Will Hunter Biden get investigated? Honestly, probably not. I don't know what in the comment section you think. Whether or not he actually will have charges brought against him, or if there will be some sort of broad investigatory something brought up by the Attorney General, it doesn't seem likely, as Merrick Garland is not one that seems like he's going to take a huge interest in that. Investigate all of them, says Greg. Yeah, couldn't agree more. Well, I wanted to get to this. This is fascinating. Ever heard of Whoopi Goldberg? I thought I heard a joke the other day that I thought was hilarious. Said something along the lines of, Whoopi, it's funny and ironic that the two angriest women on television are both named Whoopi and Joy. Speaking of Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar on The View. Last week also, Whoopi Goldberg took to The View to take shots at Clarence Thomas for some reason, Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, and said some wild things and made some pretty wild accusations about where the Supreme Court is going to go next. Watch this clip. You're going to be amazed that Whoopi Goldberg can just say this and people are like, yeah, that's reasonable and fine, and she shouldn't be taken off the air at all, and is definitely hinged mentally. If you haven't already, please just give me a little like on the comment. It sounds like I'm begging. I'm not begging. I would appreciate it a lot if you just click the little like button down here, click the little share button. Again, really, really, really does help us out continue what we're doing. We do the show each and every day and can only continue to do it if you engage with the post a little bit. Give us a comment, whatever you think is going on. But watch this clip from Whoopi Goldberg on The View last week with regards to Clarence Thomas. Check it out.
Well, you better hope that they don't come for you, Clarence, and say you should not be married to your wife, who happens to be white. Because they will move that. And you better hope that nobody says, well, you're not in the Constitution, you're back to being a quarter of a person. Because that's not going to work either.
Okay. So Whoopi Goldberg saying that, well, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, effectively saying this, with the overturning of Roe versus Wade, what are they going to do next? Ban interracial marriage? Remember, there was a sitting congressman that tweeted that. Eric Swalwell of California said, interracial marriage is next. Whoa, dude. Geez, my parents will have to get a divorce. I'll have to get a divorce. Dang, that's gonna really suck when the Supreme Court, according to Whoopi Goldberg, bans interracial marriage. Okay. And also, she also made a point here that slavery might come back. Look, it's not worth arguing with a dumb person, but it is kind of interesting to bring up what they say. I'm trying to read some comments here. Dolores says, Whoopi makes me vomit. Yeah. Jenny says, so unhinged. Seriously. Yeah, not much else I can bring on because you guys use so many cuss words. But this is a fascinating video. This is a little bit long, but we're going to play it because I think it's hilarious. Our friend Dave Rubin, we've liked Dave Rubin here. He's come on the show to talk about a couple different things. Put together this clip that he calls a segment that everybody loves, and I'm sure you're going to like it too. Whoopi versus Whoopi, in which he takes arguments that Whoopi Goldberg has made and pits them strongly against other arguments that Whoopi Goldberg has made that are contradictory to the arguments that Whoopi Goldberg has made. Watch this. This is from Dave Rubin. Give him a follow on any of your social media platforms. Whoopi versus Whoopi.
I don't want to force anybody. I don't want anybody coming in my house telling me how to raise my daughter and what she needs because they don't know. Well, you know, it's my rights. Okay. But I don't care. I will tell you, this is my body, and nobody, you got people telling me I got to wear a mask or don't wear a mask or do this. Everybody wants to tell me what to do, but you won't let me make my decision about my body. You are not the person to make that decision. My doctor and myself and my child, that's who makes the decision. We need to do this, and it's not gonna allow us to be without masks until we all do it. Because quite frankly, I'm not going outside until I know everybody outside has had the shot. When you tell me what I need to do with my doctor and my family, how dare you? How dare you tell us what to do? Well, put a damn mask on. Because, you know, I'm sick of talking about your rights. Let's talk about my rights. My rights are as important to me as yours are to you. I don't want to get sick. Put a bloody mask on, man. Girl, please stop talking.
So that is, I was just bringing up some comments as we're seeing them. That is Whoopi Goldberg arguing against Whoopi Goldberg. You can't control my body, but also we want to control your body with the whole vaccine thing. It is interesting, I guess, if we're being fair about these arguments, how sides have swapped, because remember, the whole my body, my choice thing was a pro-choice abortion advocate people thing for a long time, and then all of those people basically said, no, you need to get the COVID shot. For everybody else, I don't know. None of that made any sense at the time, and it still won't make any time. Some people are not excited that we played that whole video. Louise said, shut this dumb idiot up. Yeah, there's a lot of people getting... Whoopi's coming in for kicking here in the comment section. So, well, you know, is what it is. I want to get to this. You know what? Brightening up the day a little bit. We're going to focus in on an American icon. When people talk about athletic greatness, some names come to mind. Michael Jordan, Babe Ruth, Usain Bolt, and so many others of peak physical athleticism. One name that should definitely be included in that list of elite athletes is one Joey Chestnut. If you missed yesterday, Joey Chestnut won his 15th Nathan's hot dog eating contest out of 16. That doesn't happen. Tom Brady only has 7 Super Bowls, and he's considered the greatest. Michael Jordan only has 6 NBA championships. He's considered the greatest. I believe there's a guy with 10. Bill Russell, I think, has 10 NBA championships. But even 10, nothing compares to the amount of great athletic success as Joey Chestnut, who's won 15 Nathan's hot dogs eating contest. Yesterday, though, some protester came onto the stage, or tried to come onto the stage, and Joey Chestnut, America's hero, American icon and hot dog eating champion, decided he wasn't having any of that. We're going to watch these clips from Nathan's hot dog eating contest. We have multiple angles. We have slow motion. This is great. If you didn't like Joey Chestnut before, him choking out a protester coming onto the stage mid-contest and then finishing the contest and still winning is as good as it gets. If you haven't already, I would really, really appreciate if you click the little like button down here, or any of the little buttons down here. Maybe you're like the angry button, or the laughing button. Hey, maybe you can click the laughing button right now, or shoot us a comment, or engage with the post in any way, shape, or form. That would be really, really helpful if you do so. Without further ado, here is American icon, elite, peak athleticism, Joey Chestnut. Joey Chestnut went on to eat 15 hot dogs after having to throw down with a protester protesting, I don't know, it was a PETA thing probably. After throwing the protester to the ground via a chokehold, Joey Chestnut went on to continue to eat 15 extra hot dogs, finished the day with 65. And the fallout from this was very, very funny. Barstool Sports, I think, had to refund everybody who bet the overs because they were saying, well, he lost time here. He had to tackle a protester, which honestly is kind of fair. But you know, that is what it is. That's what the story is. If you want, I think we'll post the slowed down video on the Facebook page eventually. But Joey Chestnut, American icon, peak athletic form, wrestles a guy to the ground. Yesterday was 4th of July. Some interesting stuff happened across the 4th of July that I do want to talk about. First things, the shooting that happened in Highland Park, Illinois. At least 6 dead, 24 injured in a shooting in the 4th of July parade. A shooting in the 4th of July parade about 20 miles north of Chicago left 6 dead and 24 injured. The person of interest, who we're not going to show his name or pictures, if you see, look, bottom line, guy got taken into custody. We don't know really anything about him as of yet. There's a lot of people throwing around random speculation of what he did, said, was, is. But we'll wait. We'll be responsible here until we know anything else. And again, probably will not ever use his name unless it's some reason relevant. And I don't know why the news media hasn't gotten a hold of that. That is only going to exacerbate the problem when you continue to show photos and therefore glorify shooters of, any of this crap. So there's that. I did want to bring this up with 4th of July in mind. This is an article from the Washington Examiner talking about American pride. Do you have American pride? I don't know. Let me know in the comment section. How proud are you to be an American? And I don't know. Maybe some of you are like, with Biden in power, no. I would probably disagree with you, even though we've got a senile old grandpa in the White House, not really knowing what he's doing, and other people randomly pulling the levers. I would say that the United States still is a pretty dang good place to be, especially relative to the rest of the world and the history of the world. But this is from the Washington Examiner. According to a Gallup poll that has been conducted repeatedly since 2001, American pride has been on the decline. Those who call themselves extremely proud to be an American have hit a record low of 38%. It's at least something to do with only 4%. It's at least something that only 4% of people are not at all proud. So there's that, I guess. Over time, changes in the presidency, the economy, and events affect national pride. Currently, 58% of Republicans are extremely proud, in contrast to 26% of Democrats. That's an interesting number. That's an interesting stat right there. Back in 2019, before Trump left office, the number was 76% of Republicans and 22% of Democrats. Wow. So Democrats, when they have their guy in office, have only gone up 4%, while Republicans have slid, what is that? Almost 20%? A little over 20%. No, almost 20%. All parties and groups have been less inclined to say that they're extremely proud of their country, which may reflect deepening political divisions and party gridlock, Gallup reports. Yeah, you don't say. Maybe it's all of the chuckleheads on cable news talking so openly and proudly about how they hate the other side and how the other side is evil. We tend to not think that here. There are people that are evil in politics, but generally speaking, I know good, honest, hardworking people who happen to be Democrats that are good people and just see the world differently. But that's not the way the news media portrays things, so guess what? You have a lessening of American pride. As people across the country come together to celebrate Independence Day, this is the editorializing part from the Washington Examiner. Take pride in where we are now and how far we've come. Our freedom came at great cost. Do not take it for granted. Be proud to live in the world's freest country. Regardless of circumstance or party affiliation, be proud to live in America and enjoy your constitutional liberty. Amen. So there's that. Proud to be an American. Donna says she's So she's proud to be an American, but will be more proud when we get the communists out of office. Let me see. Yeah, bunch of people in the comment section. Very, very proud to be an American. Extremely proud to be a part of the United States. Now, lastly, I want to close things out with this. This is going to be interesting. I'm very curious what you guys think in the comment section getting to this. We played this at the beginning of the episode and left it till the end because I wasn't sure how this is going to go. One Liz Cheney, Congresswoman, R-ish, Wyoming, was asked on an ABC News interview over the weekend, the ABC This Week exclusive interview with Liz Cheney, whether or not she's decided if she's going to run for president. Now, the polling would indicate that Liz Cheney is in some hot water in her own congressional district in Wyoming, a place that I'm not going to besmirch Liz Cheney's choice of where she lives, but I'm pretty sure she doesn't live there full time. I want to say that she just kind of grabbed that seat because she wanted to be in Congress, but maybe. Accusations, allegations. But Liz Cheney was doing an interview in which she was asked, will she run for president in 2024? Here's the answer that she gave. Again, I know I've had this call to action a couple times, but if you wouldn't mind just engaging with the post, click a little like button, click a little share button. You can comment, whatever you feel is appropriate. But that really, really does help us out in the Facebook algorithm to continue doing this and being able to generate enough ad dollars to stay on the air each and every day. Anyways, Kelly says R-ish, more like R-I know. Yeah, that's funny. That's a funny joke, Kelly. You should be proud of that. This is Liz Cheney. Check this out.
So do you run for president? Do you see yourself running for president as a way to prevent what you say would be the destruction of the party, ultimately damaging our country?
I haven't made a decision about that yet. And I'm obviously very focused on my reelection. I'm very focused on the January 6th committee. I'm very focused on my obligations to do the job that I have now. And I'll make a decision about 24 down the road. But I think about it less in terms of a decision about running for office and more in terms of, as an American and as somebody who's in a position of public trust now, how do I make sure that I'm doing everything I can to do the right thing, to do what I know is right for the country, and to protect our Constitution.
So Liz Cheney is going to have a tough enough time hanging on to her congressional seat, not Senate seat, not governor's seat, but her congressional seat in Wyoming, let alone be able to curry enough favor with the American people, probably, to get elected president. The whole January 6th committee that's televised and all of that sort of stuff is not going the way the Democrats, I think, planned. One, the Roe versus Wade decision came, which took a lot of the air out of the January 6th committee balloon. Again, I'm talking from a political standpoint. If the objective for Democrats is to win in November, their goal was to get people riled up. Roe versus Wade did that. The January 6th committee, however, nobody really is watching or seems to care about all that much, especially with the testimony of Trump trying to wrestle the steering wheel away from the Secret Service people. That's a thing in and of itself. But basically, Democrats are combating each other and trying to, steal the air from that with the J6 committee. The whole thing is bananas, and Liz Cheney is at the forefront of it. Bottom line here is I think she's going to have a hard enough time hanging on to her congressional seat, let alone running for president. I don't know. I guess we'll all find out together. But that's gonna be it is. Yeah, gonna be it is. I don't know. It's early. I'm tired. I had a long night last night. I was celebrating very, very hard. It is what it is. And it's going to be what it's going to be. That's what I was going for. But again, we'll see if Liz Cheney decides to take a crack at it. Let's see. Anything else we want to mention before we wrap things up? This was kind of interesting. At least I thought. Crosby, Stills, and Nash have decided to return to Spotify following their boycott of the streaming service that began in February to protest podcaster Joe Rogan's content. The boycott failed to oust Joe Rogan from the streaming service. Crosby, Stills, and Nash, if you know who they are, I'm not really aware of them entirely. But I believe, Neil Young was also a part of their group. Said, I'm leaving Spotify if Joe Rogan's going to be allowed to push misinformation. He stayed on, and now everybody who boycotted Spotify is going back because they're losing money. It goes to show how important their values are. If they lose any substantial amount of money, then we don't have those values anymore. Anyway, that's going to do it for us today. Appreciate you tuning in, sticking around, being able to watch each and every day. If you haven't already, give me a follow on any of your social media accounts. Just type in Jobob. Pretty much anywhere you'll be able to find me. Yesterday's episode was a killer. A lot of people listened. A lot of people watched. And interesting to see how much growth the show has done. And really, really appreciate you doing that. So give me a follow on any social media accounts. You can message me. We can chat there. That's going to do it for us today. We'll see you, same time, same place tomorrow. I don't think anything else to announce coming up, but some stuff waiting in the wings. We'll be bringing that to you as soon as we can. Anyways, see you then. God bless America.